tell me about Power Wash Simulator.
It is so. It's able to get that satisfaction of like completing a like cleaning something without any worry of messing it up. Like you just make incremental progress, and whenever you get like a portion of it, like 99% completed, there's a ding and it flashes and then it's perfect.
Look at that.
So you don't have to get every little spot, and so coming from like watch stuff where it is very easy to mess up if you go too far and it doesn't automatically ding to perfect. It's rather satisfying, and I think I am finding that I enjoy restore the world type games.
Oh sure, yeah.
Things start off rough and like drab, and then you do stuff and it gradually comes back to being nice.
That makes sense. It sounds nice. I wanted to get you saying that on record to start our day.
Great. We are still not sponsored.
No, we're not. Yeah, so...
Which means there's openings.
Power Wash Simulator, if you guys are watching, we're interested. So hello again. It's Saturday morning. An array of early mornings for us. Tim, thank you again as always for being here at such a butt crack early hour of dawn. It's appreciated. And
anything for you.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, so might be a kind of a shorter session today. I have some stuff planned, but I'm also just a tad underprepared. But you know, life has been busy. I'm also going to be traveling the next couple weeks, so we'll take another short couple week break, and then we may do a little something different for a week or two, and then we'll be back to our normal schedule. So, but I am always very grateful to have this time with you guys. It's very cool, and I like that we've just been doing this for this long. So, keep that train rolling. Anyway, so let us get our warm-up question warmed up. I'm spinning up the warm-up engine. And who will do our D100 roll? One.
Ooh.
Have we done? Trying to think if we've. Tell me if we've done this one. If your character was not an adventurer, what livelihood would they lead? I think we've answered this. I feel like for Shade, it was like he would raise goats or something.
Oh yes.
No, that was the what's your unexpected skill that you related to adventuring.
Right. No, so this is like if you just weren't an adventurer, what would you? Okay, so then I don't think we have answered this one. Does anybody have an answer ready to go?
So Theo would tell the world about. I think you know. I think you know what that's the word about.
But he wouldn't know about the goblin unless he had been an adventurer. Well, I don't know.
I feel like everyone eventually knows about the goblin. All right, it's just fair. One of those things you can't go through life without knowing the goblin.
You're so right.
Yeah.
So you would be a traveling missionary.
You can't not know if you're anywhere near Theo anyway.
That's true. Okay, so a traveling missionary for the Goblin of Malta. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Who else?
Well, Magus was already doing something else and was interrupted by the summons of the Oracle. I think he was one of the least adventuring peoples of the party. He'd be teaching and researching at the academy and living it up in Mitros.
It's debating and bathing and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that would be cool, right? Just maybe you'll get back to that. Who knows? Who else?
Yeah, I feel like that's a tough one for Shade, from the standpoint of, like, I guess given the context of would some of the experiences that kind of came from adventuring be still an option? Kind of like, because if he never went into any adventuring, then he'd probably just be like a farmer in the small rural mountain village.
Yeah.
But if some of the same opportunities and experiences were, still offered, he kind of, although it was very crazy, he kind of fell in love with the sea, and he would probably be a sailor.
That's what I was thinking you were gonna say. Because like it is just something that he loves, as a practice apart from adventuring. So, oh man, I want to be a sailor now. And what about Theagenes? What would he do?
Was my name called?
Yeah.
Sorry, we were coaxing Iris to go on her little trip this morning.
That's okay. You have a child. It's fine.
I do have a child.
He says that with such resignation.
I do.
No.
Matt and Hannah love Iris so much. They give her
Unmitigated
amazing
joy.
love.
Yesterday, she took a chip clip and put it to Hannah's arm and said, "This is sharp. I'm gonna cut you." Pretty much unprovoked, but it was fantastic.
I'm gonna have a small villain that uses that line.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you.
This is sharp. I'm going to cut you.
Yeah, like a scary gnome.
Yeah. Little goblin. So anyway, what would Theagenes do if he was not?
He would be in textiles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe a cloth trader. Maybe have a workshop, factory.
Right.
High-end stuff.
I like that.
Like a sweatshop situation?
We don't call it that.
Okay.
If he's the only one, if the sole
From the way you're
proprietor
describing
is the only one sweating, I think it's okay.
I see.
As long as
Aretha
Perspiration
face-
Club.
It's well ventilated.
It's got air conditioning. Yeah. 120-hour weeks, but not a drop of sweat. Love it.
Nope.
Oh man, you guys are so. I want to see this party, just like an alternate universe of just them just doing these things. I love it. Okay, well, thank you guys for sharing. While I spool up the recap music, who's gonna do our recap?
I guess I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we basically picked up in the aftermath of Falben being Medusa napped, and us going back to the ship, resting, and kind of deciding what we were doing next, which was continue on. There's not much we can do right now, so we went down down along the coast, followed the path that we were kind of told, looked for where to head into the canyons. I believe it was Theagenes found the mark that from the certain monastery or whatever that marked that this was a path. We had to climb like up over the top of the cliff along the coast and down into the canyons, and we wound our way through some canyons, just kind of trudging along with a decent amount of internal party dialogue back and forth about which way was the right way for the two unnamed Tiger and Satyr that were rolling low on the survival checks, while the other two unnamed the party members were correct in their high rolls, telling us where to go. And eventually we kind of came out into this a little bit broader open canyon things with canyons with openings in them, and we practically scared a mule to death that was already close to death, and
we'll still die.
It's maybe not. You know, we'll never see. We won't find out for a while yet. So we kind of saved it, gave it some water, and then Theagenes was like, I'm gonna mercy kill this, and Shade was like, let's not. And there was a little bit of dialogue there as far as differing stances on what to do with something that had a very low chance of survival anyways. We ended up letting it go with still a little bit of tension go between the party, but we kept moving, and we realized, hey, there's like giant antlions all in these canyons, and so we're like, let's just go past that, and climbed up on the like canyon ridges and made our way across until somebody fell down into one of the pits, and we had to fight one, and through magic shenanigans and stuff, we got away from it. Nobody was seriously injured, and we killed it. And now we're on our merry way, and we just kind of exited through the canyon entrances, or exit to what seems to be something close to the middle-ish of the island, and a huge field of, I think it was the black lotus.
Yep.
Everywhere, and that's where we stopped.
Yeah, and forgive the art. I am not skilled in Photoshop to make these flowers look black, and everything else stays
it would
the same.
make the picture look too dark.
That's true. That is true. So we're not going to worry about it. Thank you. That's a good recap.
They're the yellow black lotus,
Exactly. Very rare. Very legendary.
Everybody thinks that it's the flower that's black on the black lotus. It's actually the stem and roots. So,
okay. I like that. I mean, Theagenes, feel free to speak up if Shade is talking lies.
It's also the dark pit of darkness that it brings you to.
That's true.
There we go.
Love that. Okay, so you guys emerge from the end of this canyon into this sort of verdant plain that seems to defy logic. There's really no way that these two ecosystems could, be adjacent to each other so perfectly. The other thing of note was that as you entered this valley, you could see the sun zip across the sky and sink into the eastern horizon. The sky darkens until it's decorated with twinkling stars, and then after a few moments, the sun rises from the west and then sets again in the east, repeating the cycle over and over. And
wait, is the sun going backwards?
Yeah.
Well,
Is
at
it
first I
going
was worried
backwards?
about us spending too much time here, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case.
I'm still a little worried about us spending too much time here.
That's fair. Should I link all of us up with telepathy before we venture into this mind-erasing field?
Yes.
Yeah, we should share our trip together.
Yes. Strong yes.
All right. I think I have enough for all of us, our dragons, and Adrian to all be linked telepathically for the next hour.
This is like a metaphor for us all logging into Discord.
Uh-huh. Oh. Hold on. I wrote other notes somewhere. Hey, yay. Okay, good. I'm glad I found these.
The sand serpent or lotus serpent notes?
Oh, yes.
Because it's always been there.
It has always been there. Man. Okay, so what do you guys do? You are, I'll say that there is about a 100-foot distance between you and the edge of the field of flowers. And the field of flowers, it appears to be about a half a mile or a mile inward until you reach the radius of the field is about a mile with the tower at the middle.
I guess the question is, do we all want to stay grouped together because dangerous unknown area, or do we want to try and space ourselves apart so that if someone starts getting affected closer to the center, the rest of us will be able to know and maybe do something about it while being unaffected or less affected?
I'm thinking we probably want to go together.
All right.
Safety in numbers.
I agree.
All right. Well, I guess once we've spent the 10 minutes to do the ritual, right?
Mm-hmm.
We start heading towards the tower.
I
Keeping an eye out
gathered
for
Black
anything.
Lotus while the ritual's being performed.
Okay. You go to gather some lotus. Roll a Constitution saving throw at advantage.
Is that because I'm used to it?
Yes. A dirty 20, very nice. You reach down to carefully pluck the lotus, the bulbs, the stems, whatever is the good stuff. And your sense of time slows. The sort of rapidly wheeling sun and moon over the sky start to slow to a halt, and you look around you, and your party is also just stock still. There's a wind that you can see, the wind sort of like a wave cresting over the flowers emanating from the tower, and as the wave of wind approaches you and then washes over you, you hear a voice that says, "When Thelia bore fruit, which two titans sprang from a single pit?"
Sorry, that was a question?
Yes.
I guess I specified that this is while the ritual is being performed, so I don't have any assistance with answering it.
Nope, you cannot phone a friend.
And also time is stopped, kind of. So
So I have unlimited time to think about it.
I suppose. If you, the player, are not sure, I mean, you can have your character can do a history check.
I'm gonna use my divination die and just give myself a 13.
Okay, yeah.
Adding 1. I'm not very smart.
So 14. You know the answer is Sidon and Lutheria. It's a pretty straightforward lore question.
Excellent. Yeah, Sidon and Lutheria.
So do you
whisper.
answer that?
Yes.
You whisper the answer, Sidon and Lutheria, and a much smaller but similar sort of wave of wind spreads from your position out across the field, eventually reaching the tower. And you hear just sort of like a shimmer, like a reverberating sort of bell sound. And there is sort of a path that begins to open ahead of you in the field of flowers. And the sun and moon start to slowly wheel back into their ordinary, very unordinary speed. And time returns to normal for you.
Guys, I solved the drug flower problem.
Please tell me the solution isn't just take them all.
Just as much as I need.
I didn't know we had a drug flower problem.
Yeah, I'm the only one with the problem, technically.
Well, we're here to help.
Get off my back.
Not my dad.
So there is this narrow, sort of winding path that has opened in the flowers ahead of you. What do you guys do?
Was that there before? Because I assume this just kind of like appears to the rest of us.
For the rest of you guys, it's like in a blink. It's like, was that there? Yeah.
No, I won the quiz show, so we have a path. Sorry, that's too much breaking the fourth wall.
My immersion.
Like, it would be like, are you on the drug flowers right now?
Maybe? Anyway.
I am going to finish up with the ritual and impress upon Kageros the importance of not touching or having anything to do with these flowers.
Okay. It is a narrow path, but it should be wide enough to not engage with the flowers if you're careful.
I assume by now Theagenes has harvested the flowers he wants, or at least some of them.
Yeah, he was able to get, enough for a hit. You druggie. Yeah, so you follow this path for a bit, and it leads about 100, 200 feet, but then it stops. And you guys can all see sort of the process of the sun and moon start to slow again. Except this time, I'm going to randomly choose one of you. So let's see. We'll have Theagenes is one. Magus 2, Shade 3, Theo 4. So I'm gonna roll a d4. Okay, so this is Magus. So Magus, as time crawls to a halt, your perception remains constant. You can see your dragon, your friends are just perfectly still, and then you see this wind come across the tops of the flowers from the tower at the center of the field, and then wash over you, and you hear a voice ask, "A judge without a courtroom, this world's unseen heirloom, break me and seal your doom. What am I?"
Oh, that's pretty easy. You're an oath.
You say it just like that?
Also, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And also, while I'm doing this, when I see time slow, I'm going to telepathically communicate to the rest of the group. Well, this is interesting. I appear to be in some kind of time stop. So if you can understand my thoughts, please reply, or at least once we're done, let me know what this experience is like.
Okay, cool. We'll say you get about that whole message out before the effect takes place. And yeah, you say, "That's easy," an oath.
Yep.
And then a pulse, from your position out through the field, reaching the tower, and then and another path opens ahead of you for another, couple hundred feet.
Does the telepathy just come through like a modem connection noise for the rest of everyone?
I mean, I think for them, it's like as if nothing happened. So like your message sounded totally normal, even if it was like interrupted partway through. Yeah.
It's like, nothing happened. Are you okay?
Obviously something happened, and I point to the path.
Okay, that's creepy.
I ask him if he heard a question in his mind.
Yep. It was some kind of riddle. Pretty simple one. But as long as they're that difficult, we shouldn't have too much trouble. What
were the questions about?
It asks, a judge with, the riddle was, "A judge without a courtroom, this land's heirloom, break me at your peril, break me and seal your doom, what am I?" So obviously an oath.
Diogenes, you also had a question?
Yes. It was about Sidon and Lutheria.
Okay.
Onward to the Trivial Pursuit Tower.
I guess. Let's keep moving then.
You keep moving, and the tower continues to grow on your horizon. Eventually reaching the end of this path, and go ahead and roll again. Okay. Theo. Once again, I'm not going to describe the whole thing, but the time stops. This wind courses over the field, washing over you, and all your friends are frozen in time. And you hear a voice that asks you, "Who created the Myrmekes race?"
Obviously, the Goblin of Malta.
Is that your answer?
No, as the player, I would like to get some historical information that
Okay.
my character would know that I do not.
Sure. Roll a history check. I'm gonna say you need a 20 for this.
Oh, this is sick. Let's see if I can remember how to roll dice. History. I'm getting historical. Oh, no! I rolled my tower. Where am I?
That's a.
Where are you?
Am I underneath Rue?
Oh no. Oh no. Where is Theo? Hold on.
Find next person. Oh, I think I found him. He's underneath everyone. All of my characters.
I see.
There, now. I was wondering why it wasn't showing proficient in that. Well, it didn't go very well.
You are honestly not sure at all. You have no idea. Do you want to give an answer or say you don't know?
I'm gonna say the Goblet of Malta. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say the Goblet of Malta, and this wind, passes from your position back out to the tower, and then there is a very dissonant signal sound that comes from the tower, and a path does not open. However, you hear rustling in the flowers kind of around you. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have everybody roll initiative, but for this purpose, everyone is surprised save for Theo.
Yeah, I saw this coming. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't. I would be surprised as well, because obviously the Goblet of Malta did create everything and everyone, so
Of course.
I'm going to be really upset at this tower, because it doesn't know history at all.
Of course.
I love it.
I haven't figured out how to roll initiative at advantage, but technically I should.
Okay.
Roll type? Can you roll type?
Just roll another dexterity roll, and then I can modify your initiative roll if it's higher. It is not higher, so it'll stay there. Okay. Oh. All right, I'm actually gonna pause the recording for just a minute. I have to take care of something. I'll be right back. Yeah, if it seems like Wizard of Oz, there's a reason for that.
You heard it here first, folks. Breaking news. RDM and
Oh, what?
Wizard of Oz rip-off! No, I'm kidding.
I mean, so to be fair, this was always here.
Inspiration.
It was always here, but I did also just watch Wizard of Oz, so like that is kind of a coincidence.
Ooh, can we put on Pink Floyd?
I mean,
Ooh, but
so
we have to
that
start
is
it
that is the version that I watched.
listeners, at like Shade's third sentence, you have to start listening to Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, that is the version that I watched, by the way. So,
Nice.
it's pretty cool.
So, I am curious as to what the in-game answer to this question was. By the way. Because I know the real world answer.
Well, don't say it.
That mythology don't exist in this world.
That you know of. Okie dokie. So, is this enough? Is this enough of them?
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
Matt.
It's enough. Why not?
Just so you know, it looks like it automatically rolled your initiative at advantage because it did roll 2d20
Oh.
and take the higher one.
It sure did.
Nifty, I didn't notice.
Okie dokie. So, just a reminder, Theo is not surprised. Everyone else is surprised. So this round, Theo will be the only one to act besides the enemies.
Cool.
So, Theo,
Cool.
these sort of masses of thorny black lotus flower and root begin to sort of raise up from beneath the canopy of flowers, and they seem to be readying to attack you. What do you do?
So they're plants,
They are plants.
and they mean me harm.
They do.
And I really don't think I should be setting a fire in this environment. Could have consequences on the respiratory system and everything else. Yes.
I would say so.
Yeah, I would say so. So let's go with greased, and we'll start a fire.
Just wanted to, get everybody on the baseline that this is a bad idea. Not going to change the fact that I'm going to do it. It's just...
No. So how close are they? Is it on the same grid distance-wise?
Let's actually put you guys in, because you were in a line marching. Let's go ahead and put you in that order. So I'm gonna do you have free movement right now?
I do not.
No.
Okay,
Paused.
let me change that. Oh, it is paused. And free movement. Okay, so go ahead and everybody arrange yourselves into whatever order.
I'm assuming Shade's going to be up front.
Yeah.
Magus would continually be wanting to stay towards the middle just in case everyone needs to group around him and he creates the dome.
Sure. And what do you know? We did get some combat after all.
That's what I'm here for.
Where did my echo just go?
It's right here.
It looks like it's right next to you.
Oh, hold on. Zerion was on top of it.
Yeah. I was going to have my echo in the front.
Okay, so I think I'd do somewhere here.
Is your Force Ballista still riding Rue?
So it was writing me before, and I remember us looking at it, and the duration on it was a lot longer than we had thought. So this may, depending on how long has passed, may still be here.
I thought your Force Ballista just stayed there.
I think it was a really long. I'll look it up while I actually take my turn here, so we're not here all day. I will do I really don't have anything that would not set things on fire or do other things, so I'll just shoot them with my musket.
Okay, cool. So you take aim. Which one?
The closest one, I assume, is this one. It looks closer.
Okay. Yeah, this one has razor sharp leaves kind of all over it.
Oh, I don't like that. Put those leaves away.
That is a 12. That's
Absolutely.
gonna be a miss. I
What?
realize. Sorry, their AC on these temporary combatants is set at 10 for some reason. Let me actually change that.
I am attempting to select Rue to use his attack, but it's not letting me move him or select him. Are we? Oh, nope.
Oh, he
I
was on
selecting the
top
wrong
of
attack.
Magus.
Yeah, excellent. Opinion Storm, shred it.
Yeah, so Rue sends out a shred of metal pinions that shred off some of these sharp leaves, doing 11 damage.
Boom. Ballisted.
And then the ballista takes an aim and fires, and 13 damage. Very nice.
And be knocked back.
Okay, yeah, so, it's knocked back 5 feet.
Does it take additional damage from its roots being in the ground and getting yanked out?
No.
Right.
It's a good question, though. Nice. All right, good opening turn. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So Magus, you are surprised. So nothing happens.
Yay.
Shade, you are also surprised. And now the Sentinels are going to go. So Theo, the one that you were... Oh, it's updating all their HP at the same time. That's not what I want.
Oh. No, I think that's a good thing.
No, it's not what I want. Hold on. I'm gonna pause the recording while I figure this out so we don't just have this, 1 second. I fixed it. All right. So
Yeah.
so that one that you, Theo, damaged is going to it sort of pulls in, and then in a very sharp, very quick, lightning fast motion throws its body mass outward, and it's going to send a spray of razor sharp leaves. Actually, it's gonna move. It's gonna move right here first before it does that. And so it's gonna do a 15-foot cube emanating from it. So like that, kind of like a thunder wave sort of thing. So that would be Theo, Magus, and Gigaros, and Rue. Is Rue on top of Magus there? Like in the air? Okay, so everybody in that cube, please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yes, Rue is within that box.
Okay.
You
I
did
think
restart the recording, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I think Force Ballista also needs to make a save. Remember, Theo, if you want, you do have your Flash of Genius ability for any for one of these saves. You can add, +5 to that.
Yes.
To anybody.
I'm just gonna move the ballista over here. He's on me though.
Right, just so you can see it. Okay, so we have a 14 for Theo, a 13 for Rue, an 8 for Magus, a 9 for Gigaros, and a 10 for the ballista.
I'm gonna use my Flash of Genius for Rue.
Okay. All right. So in that case, Rue does succeed the saving throw. Rue is going to take 10 slashing damage. Everybody else will take 21 slashing damage and is blinded for this turn. Until the end of your next turn.
That's pretty neat.
21, sorry.
Oh, 21. I'm sorry, I asked.
Okay, so this other one down here is going to it's going to move between Adrian. It's going to move right here, and it is going to do an ability called Fiendish Pollen. Oh, it's a cone, so it does not need to move. Sorry. So it's going to do a 30-foot cone. Like that. So that's going to be Kagaros, Theagenes, Adrian, and Nameless. And everybody in that cone, please make a Constitution saving throw. That's a success from Kagaros.
So just really quick, my internet went a little bit robot-y there for a moment.
Oh.
So I took 21 damage and then something else
And
happened?
you're blinded until the end of your next turn.
Cool.
Theagenes is a
for
5.
logistics, I assume Nameless's default is incorporeal. Would he actually be affected by this?
Yeah, if that's the case, then no.
Okay, just figure I should ask.
Yep.
I don't believe I've specified that. So I think maybe he should be physical or more physical at this point, whatever he is.
Sure.
And I want to I want to inspiration my roll because of how shitty it was. So hold on.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Wow.
That's a 3.
Again.
Yeah.
Adrian rolls an 18. I think we still need one from Nameless. Yeah. Okay. So, Kagaros and Adrian pass the save, and are going to take 13 poison damage. 27 poison damage to Nameless and Theagenes. I think that brings Nameless to 0.
As a ghost, wouldn't he be
Oh, is he?
Immune?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Immune to poison. So it's the poison condition. He took poison damage, but it's not the poison condition. It's not. There's a damage immunity is only immune to necrotic.
Oh, okay.
So he's not poisoned. He's just at 0. All right. These last two sentinels are going to send out vines. So this one throws a vine out at Adrian. So that's going to be a +7 to hit. 23. So latches onto Adrian. The other one is going to send one out at Shade. Oh, wow. That's a nat 20.
Hey.
So Adrian is going to get grappled by this vine, and he's going to take 17 bludgeoning damage. And then he is restrained. And let's see. Oh, wow. And it's going to reel Adrian 15 foot towards him. Shade, you're also going to be reeled 15 feet towards, and your damage that you take
Don't
is...
I have a option to resist the grapple at all?
Let's see. If the target is a creature, it is grappled.
Oh, automatically? Okay.
Yes. You can try to escape on your turn.
Okay.
So your damage...
What damage do I take?
Since it was a crit...
Yeah.
That's going to be base damage of 28. And then we're going to add... oh, man. we're going to add 15 to that. So, 43? So that is 43 bludgeoning. Damn, that's a lot.
We're fighting 4 of these
this
things.
creature.
Okay, that's all their turns though. So Theagenes, you've just had this burst of pollen that has sort of send your lungs into a fit, and shit's happening. What are you doing?
Unfortunately, I think Theagenes is still surprised.
Right, he was right. Sorry, it was Theo that was not surprised. So, top of the round, Theo.
So.
A quick point of order. I think I still have control of Theo from a time when he was absent. Can you? Because it's telling me it's my turn when his turn pops up.
Oh, sure. Okay, I can change that for you.
I mean, not a big deal, but.
Well, I have control over your HP, so you better be nice.
Okay, it's changed. All right, so Theo, what are you doing?
So if I'm blinded, what does that?
Oh yeah, you can. Hold on.
Try myself a river.
I think you can still make an attack against a creature. It's just a disadvantage. But let's see. You automatically fail any ability check that requires sight. So, and then attack rolls. Your creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So, attack rolls against you have advantage. You can still attack, just based on like sound, and you know you can feel
And
what's going.
also the telepathic link to those who still have sight.
Yep. So you can
Okay.
still attack. It's just a disadvantage.
I'm going to. So if I were to do my healing shot,
Mm-hmm.
how would that work?
I think you can do that. You don't have to like hit a creature directly for it to work. So just be careful that you don't heal the enemies unless you want to.
Right here, it looks like I don't get any of them.
Sweet. Yeah, if you want to place the template and
Whoa, ha, ha.
oh wow. That's full healing damage. 25 healing damage to everybody in that circle.
So
Um,
I think it's.
Did you say something?
I just want to make sure that is calculating correctly. I made these with regular healing potions, which is a 2d4. So I don't know what the
Oh,
attack
what that D20 is, yeah.
Oh, but
That must
so basically you have
Yeah.
critted a crit on the attack roll. Does that act like a crit where it doubles?
Sure, why not? Why not? I mean, how often does that happen?
Because he just,
I could really use that right now.
yeah, because he just rolled 26 for the healing damage.
That's crazy. So it is actually that much healing damage. Or wow, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, why not? I mean, how
We all
often
get
are you
26.
how often are you gonna roll a crit on a grenade that you don't use like all the time? So it's not like you're crit fishing with grenades. Crit fishing with grenades is gonna be the name of this session.
Yeah, that would be a disadvantage too. So that
It would be.
So how much do I heal? You
26.
guys were debating.
Okay, so Rue again hits the Sentinel for 8 more damage.
and that's all I'm gonna do.
Good turn. Good turn. You saved some people from maybe some death. Magus.
I do not like. Okay.
You are blind.
You know what? I am blind, but I do know that our 2 melee fighters are getting drawn into close combat with, some people. For now, I'm going to trust them. And so I know roughly where about these things are, and so I'm going to do a Rhymes Binding Ice on them.
Okay. Oh, and Theo, you're no longer blind because it was the end of your next turn. Okay, so that's both of them. They'll roll.
And they have to make a Constitution save of 19, I believe.
Constitution. Okay. They have +6 to con. The first one rolls a dirty 20, and the second rolls a 8. So the top one succeeds, bottom one fails.
Top one takes half damage. Second one takes full damage and is immobilized unless it takes an action to free itself.
Okay. So that's going to be -6 for that guy. Looking pretty bad. And this guy is frozen. We'll just put restrained as the condition. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Anything else?
And then Gageros is blind, but is still going to attempt to fly and attack the badly injured one.
Perfect.
So first is going to use the spell sword ability. Actually, no, he's still. No, we're in a magical field. Why not? So he's going to use the bonus action to activate the spell sword charge. And yeah, just make an attack on this fool.
Okay.
So. I think that's just the bite action.
I think so.
Let's see. Dude.
It's a +6 to hit.
That one. Bite.
Nice.
Oof.
Ooh, not a great roll. It's a 9. It's gonna miss.
Oh, and it's at disadvantage too.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
I mean, it'll miss regardless.
Nope. Yeah.
Okay. Good attempt. You two of you are no longer blind. Shade, you are. You feel yourself being dragged towards something.
Yep. All right. I would say the first thing that's going to happen is Zarion is going to. Let's see, where would be a good spot?
And just a refresher on the restrained condition, your speed 0, attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. You have disadvantage on dex saving throws.
Yeah.
But you can still attack.
All right, Zarion. Right. Zarion is going to back up Gagaros, and he is going to Radiant Breath on this fool.
Ooh, okay.
Nice measured template. How do I? I'm trying to just.
I'll move the creature within it.
That works. Yeah. So.
Dex saving throw.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be a dex saving throw. Why is it not targeting the right creature? Whatever.
Does not have a bonus to dex, so it'll just be a flat roll. It's a 2. It's a failure.
Cool. So I don't. Oh, nice. It's doing 20 damage, 20 radiant damage to him.
So this is a deep black, razor sharp leaves, big bush sentinel, and then this Gagaros flies in, still blind, but then, or sorry, not Gagaros, sorry, Zarion flies in, still blind, and then unleashes this radiant breath, and the flowers all just or the leaves all just. The edges sort of light up like Tron style, and then it just goes up into an insanely quick burst of flame and is defeated.
It's that one. All right, now Shade, since he's basically just been dragged into range of this anyways, he's gonna start swinging.
Damn it.
So yeah, he's just gonna in the interest of just being complete, I'm also gonna move my echo right there, also within range, and start swinging at this guy.
Okay.
That's one.
Is that a...
That's
Ooh.
misses, and then I'll use my Unleash Incarnation to attack again. Just rolling crap for damage, but there.
Did this one last one hit? It's saying a 23.
The last one did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It just rolled a 1 for damage, so it's only 7 damage.
No. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that will be my turn.
Okay. So that's the where is Adrian in the order? Damn it.
Below Theagenes.
Well, he wasn't there before. I'm gonna have him go now because he should have been in the order. So he is restrained and grappled. Oh man, he's 10 feet away from this thing, and he punches. So,
Like he's breaking out of the grapple.
So, you know what? Yeah, he is gonna do that. I didn't even think about this. He could have used his cross counter to reduce damage from earlier. He is gonna try to escape the grapple. So, all right, so he's going to use athletics. He's got pretty good athletics. That's a 22 versus a 19. So he does escape the grapple. That is his action to do that. So he's no longer grappled or restrained. Does he have anything that's a bonus action?
He can still move though, right? He could just get right up on it.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do that. He's gonna get right up on it. Good call.
The Adrian.
That's where he. I mean, it's where he wants to be, anyways.
Where he wants to be. So we're gonna have that sentinel go first. So this sentinel is going to. It's just going to make a bite attack. So that's a +7 to hit. 22 to hit. Does hit. Damage is going to be, oh god. 19 damage on Adrian. This one by you, Shade, since you still are grappled.
Yep.
And restrained.
Am I restrained too?
Yes.
I didn't realize I was restrained. Oh crap!
Yeah.
I probably would have done something different, but oh well.
Okay. Yeah, that's where the your attacks being disadvantaged and having So it's gonna reel you the rest of the way in, and then it's going to attempt to bite you. +7 to hit. I rolled you. That's okay. It's the same number. 9, which is a miss. And it's gonna just keep you there. This last one over here by Theagenes, it's going to attempt to recharge its fiendish pollen. Needs a 5 or a 6. That's a 3, so it's not re-rolled. It is going to instead lash out with its vine at Theagenes once. So that is that's a miss. And then on Magus with its other one, it's also a miss. All right. So back to Theagenes. A lucky round for you guys overall.
Yeah.
How much damage did the top one take?
Oh, we don't want to metagame this now, do we?
It took 20 damage in the last attack.
Traitor.
And then there was like 6 from my attack, and then maybe other stuff before then.
Theo did a bunch of damage to it, and then Magus, and then Zerion, before it finally went down.
Okay, so maximum effort is what we're saying.
Yes. Yes.
Very well, very well. These things spray a lot, so I'm not going to use Shadow of Moil because I don't think it'll be as useful. I'm going to cast... Spirit of Death. Oh, you know what? I don't need text to talk or push to talk anymore. Hold on. I'm going to cast Spirit of Death, and then I'm going to have the Spirit of Death attack because I can do that.
Sweet. Do you need a Spirit of Death, dude? Ta-da. Why is he near death?
Because he isn't. Oh.
Spirit of Death is near death. That's just his thing.
Okay, and he will attack.
We need to work on this character's sheet. So its Reaping Scythe attack is the attack modifier is your spell attack modifier, which is where is that? +9? +9? That's what your chill touch says. So just roll a d20.
That is correct.
D20 +9, and that's its attack. And at what level of spell did you cast this? Because that'll determine the number of attacks it makes.
Level 5.
Wow. Okay, so you can make two attacks with this. +9
I believe they're also at advantage.
They are at advantage. Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Need to break this guy out more.
He's
I
a
guess
chill dude.
you do use it pretty often. Okay, so the better attack there is a 27. Should do it. And then, so that's the damage is 1d8 +3 +5, which is the spell level. So 1d8 +8.
11.
So 11, and that's your first attack. So you have one more.
Again.
Again! Oh, and it's restrained. So, it's at advantage anyway. So, and then this one, your better attack is also a 27. So, and then
16 damage.
And this is exactly the amount of damage you need. So, do you want to describe how you finish this one?
Yes. I'll have the let's say the scythe passes without any
frozen,
resistance.
By the way.
Oh, good.
Like it's trapped.
Yes. It is. Yeah. So, despite the fact that it is frozen in ice, the scythe passes without resistance through its body, which then sort of, at an angle, which then slides off.
Oh.
The top half slides off of the bottom half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. And there's sort of a weak puff of spores out this fresh bisection, this asymmetric bisection. Very nice, very nice.
Am I restrained?
You are not restrained, no.
Okay, so I can move. I'm going to go move near Adrian here.
Okay. And Nameless is up and able to act as well.
I'm just going to have him turn ethereal.
Goes ethereal, okay. All right, back up to the top of the round. Theo, there are 2 remaining sentinels. These, one of them has Shade whipped and restrained, reeling him closer and closer, and the other one, Adrian, has broken out, but Adrian is pretty wounded.
Yeah.
Just crit. Just no words.
I'm shooting the one at Adrian because he's taking a beating.
Sure, yeah.
Shade can take it. He likes being whipped and bound.
Whoa now. that's a lot of assumptions right there.
Hey, do you have your cuffs still?
Oh, man.
I believe that was Magus. Just saying.
So a crit on the one sentinel. Which one is the ballista shooting at? The same one?
Yeah, same one. Everything's shooting at the same one.
Okay, so that's 11 more damage and pushes him 5 feet away. Adrian's like, wait! I'm trying to hit him.
I think that's everyone. Rue missed, so...
Good damage. Okay, Magus.
How far along into the field are we? Are we halfway?
You are
Barely
about
in-
two-thirds of the way.
2/3 of the way. Okay. You know what? Adrian's up before the thing, and it's nearly dead. So, you know what? If it was anyone else, Magus would let it happen. But it is Adrian, and he has feelings about that. So, Magus is just going to say, and remember to bring your plants in tonight because we are expecting some heavy frost. And I cast an ice fireball.
Sick. Okay.
Anthony shakes his head quietly.
This is affecting both of them?
It should. Okay, there we go. As soon as there was some selection stuff that was weird. And there we go.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm going to re-roll the 1, the 2, the 2, and the 3. So...
-9.
Yep. So this is
Close.
going to be 17 plus 18. Or just add 9, so that's 35 damage. They have to do a dexterity saving throw against 19.
They have both failed. The bottom one freezes over and then clatters to the floor or to the soil and shatters. The top one, significant portions break off, but it is not defeated. It is going to take half of that damage. So that's, what was the total? 37?
35.
35. Okay, so
It takes half the damage? It failed its roll, but it takes half?
it's resistant.
Interesting.
Yeah. So 16? Wait, no, 17. Resistant to cold.
Interesting. Noted. And then, yeah, Kageros is just going to fly over and he's going to attack this one.
Okay.
One moment while unselect that, select that, and
That's
Nice.
a hit. Doing 8 piercing. All right. Cool.
If he's using this, is he using the sword ability? Wouldn't that be like force or something?
It's force damage. Also counts as magical if that means anything.
Okay. Yeah. Works. Still alive, but it's very close to dead.
Yep.
Also, these spell templates are making a very unfortunate design here with this tower. Hey. Oh no. my good time, my fun, my goofs.
Magus will have none of that here.
Okay, Shade.
All right. Now,
yeah.
Quick mechanics question. If I'm attacking through my echo, would it still be at disadvantage because my echo is not restrained?
I'd say no.
Okay, cool. Well,
What
then
a
I'm just
cool-
going to
what a
keep
cool little
attacking
loophole
through
there
that. Just going to keep attacking through my echo then.
It's like, I'm restrained. He's not.
Hey, I rolled more than 1 damage.
Kill this sentinel for me, please.
So this, like, as it kind of, recoils a bit from this ice ball that explodes, even though it's resistant, like, in that instant, it just kind of opens itself up, and the echo just slashes through, like, kind of the was it asymmetrical bisection, just kind of cutting off its head and one of its arms, just like cutting also through the tendrils holding on to Shade himself, and it just kind of poof, like flops down.
Yeah. Sick. Okay. Cool. We'll drop out of combat. You guys are alive. And okay. Yeah.
I just want to interject. I like to think that at this point, like, as the last one falls, Adrian has just turned to like rush at the last one and just kind of like, oh, well, man.
Probably. Yeah.
It's like, oh, got dragged over here and then everybody killed him.
All right. So, the sun and moon continue to wheel overhead, but the area is quiet.
It's like,
You guys have a moment to sort of catch your breath.
I will give Adrian a potion of healing,
Okay.
since he seems to be doing pretty rough.
Sorry, I'm trying to find out what music I want right now.
That's 13 points of healing to him.
No, not that. Yeah, this works. 13 points of healing for Adrian.
I will also touch Adrian.
I should have Kyra out here.
Do some wound healing for 9 points.
Nice. Adrian, thanks you guys. All right, so
rooting.
yeah.
Shade would like to kind of root through the body of this topiary thing. Is there anything like that stands out about them to maybe like kind of? He's looking at, one, is there anything recoverable from it really worthwhile, and two, if there's anything that could help indicate their presence, like knowing more about it would help indicate their presence if we see more of them popping up. Like, so we're not quite
sure.
that surprised.
So, for the I'll have you first make an investigation check.
Right.
We'll do an investigation and then nature.
Cool.
Can
Well,
I,
there's the investigation.
So you dig around within the remain, and we'll say this counts for all four. And you do find some non-organic stuff within them. You find like a handful of gems. There are some pieces of like metal pieces of armor, belt buckles, brooches, that type of thing. Overall about a value of like 100 gold. So if you want to just take gold value, that's fine.
Okay.
You're not exactly sure why they would have these things in them. Go ahead and roll that nature check now.
Okay. Does anybody else want to roll? Because I'm not actually proficient with either of those skills.
I would love to roll.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna do. What were the checks again? Nature?
Yeah, do nature check. A dirty 20.
That's better.
So, as far as clues that you could look for these guys, they disguise extremely well. I mean, they're made up of virtually the same organic material as you find all around you. So, you might be able to see them from, a very close distance if you're very, very observant. But they also all look a little different. So, the clues about their presence are going to vary. They are not all of one design. They all have, different organic construction. It does seem that at least a few of these have like acidic interiors, and like where Shade had pulled these gems and random pieces of metal out, they were in these pockets within their body that have like basically acid in them. So you can guess that these things probably like eat things that come into these fields, which may have included, people with armor and stuff.
We don't have our Falbin to, repurpose the corpses for anything.
I think Theo would take on that role and just hold on to the things so that once we find Falbin again, I can just present them to him.
We're gonna have a room in the Ultros that's just stacked full of monster corpses.
Yeah. Yes, I'll put them in my bag if necessary.
So you just shove a bunch of shrubbery in your bag of holding.
Exactly. Yeah.
We require a shrubbery.
If we ever come across the Knights Husaini, we're gonna be prepared.
And I write a sticky note on there saying for Falbin.
Perfect. I'll say you can get 2 of these in the bag.
So we're processing his absence by being hoarders. Is that what's?
Yeah.
Okay.
He would love this. You gotta show him. Yeah. So
I love it when we see him again.
Add that to the journal. New page. Falbin things.
things. Love it.
And what are these called? Sorry, I need to make sure I get the inventory right.
I just called them topiary sentinels. You don't know exactly what they're really called, but.
And the stuff we put in there was just topiary essence or what?
Sure. I don't know. I don't know. However you want to call it.
Okay.
Magus, what were you?
I'm going to ask the Aegenes. So how bad would it be if I were to light this field on fire?
For you or for me?
Just in general. Because I held back from using fire attacks, but that may have been a disadvantage.
I doubt we would remember anything ever again.
Noted.
You did
Very wise counsel from the Aegenes. I, the DM, did not have to say, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Helps having a subject matter expert in the party.
Hang off.
I didn't ask what effect lighting the local fauna on fire would have. I said I cast fireball.
All right, so you guys sort of catch your breath and discuss for a second. This time, all of you see this wave come over the field from the center of the field from the tower, and you all hear this voice now, and what does it say? What does it say?
Come on in.
Well,
It asks, a time of quiet, a time to restore, a time for armies to prepare for war. What am I?
I'm going to look at the Theagenes and mentally communicate. Is this the season of winter?
Or is it the oath of peace?
are you broadcasting to the group or just?
Yeah.
Okay. Shade would respond. I was thinking the oath of peace.
Okay.
It's like, does that make sense?
It fits. I guess it's a question of, are these specific subject matter questions, or are these random riddles?
Well, so far they seem to have been ancient history based.
Fair. So, I'll let them answer.
Shade will turn and say, the oath of peace.
Yeah, you're, as you say the word peace, the ripple casts back across the field towards the tower, and then and this time a path leading entirely all the way to the tower opens up.
Real quick before we move on, when Theagenes was harvesting his black lotus, was he taking the whole plant, or just the pieces he needed of it?
I assume I'm just taking whatever I need, but I don't think we've established what it is that I need.
That's fine. With
Maybe it's just the nectar.
Well, all right. With Shade seeing Theo just kind of shove the topiary sentinels into the bag of holding, he has an idea. And before we proceed down the path, he's going to take out, I guess, whatever type of dagger or something he has in one of his sacks, and he's going to take and dig up, the roots and all, 3 or 4 plants, whole plants, and put them into a sack and tie them up and ask Theo to put them in the bag of holding for safe carrying. And he's going to turn to Diogenes and say, perhaps Sprout can help grow them and you can have a steady supply for what you need.
You little enabler, you.
Thanks.
We're gonna get a hydroponics lab going in another room on the Ultras.
Yes,
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. Shade's sees Diogenes kind of needs this, and he seemed pretty upset when he looked like he was running out. So it's well, Shade doesn't think it's a good idea, but if it's something Diogenes needs to be stable, then he wants to help.
Okay, so I'm putting 2 plants, was it?
If I would say if I could fit them, I would go for like 4. You know, just in case we can't get them to actually grow.
4.
However much I can fit in a sack and
30.
just like tie it up.
30.
Okay, you know.
No, I know.
I feel like that's DM discretion.
5 sounds like a good number.
Sorry, can you? What?
How many full lotus plants could I fit in, like with the root ball in a sack?
Just like a regular sack, probably.
Think of it like a transplanted plant where I'm just putting like the roots and dirt in the sack with like the stems and stuff sticking out.
We'll equate it to like a rose bush. So like maybe like 1 big rose bush or like 2 medium or small.
Okay, I'd probably go for the smaller ones because those would be easier to handle. So probably 2 or if they're really small 3, whichever you'd let me do.
We'll say 2. We'll say 2.
Okay, two black lotus bushes.
Lotus plants. And this is under Theagenes' thing. Okay, let's now.
All right. Well.
Cool.
So yeah, that's. Jay just wanted to do that before we go into the tower in case we don't get another chance.
Love it. All right. So the path to the tower is open to you.
All right. I guess we proceed forward cautiously.
As you approach, the tower's height becomes more and more impressive. There's pretty consistent cloud cover overhead. It seems like this place is isolated from not only its surroundings on ground level, but from above. The sun, you know, like it's not the same. Like you're in some sort of weird. You're in some sort of weird, you know, like. Like how Brennan Lee Mulligan would describe it, you know, some sort of what the heck.
I mean, Daniel, you do know that weird is the Anglo-Saxon word for fate.
Wait, what?
In which
Weird
case we
is
are the one place that isn't.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for giving me props for my shitty descriptions. Cool, love it. So, as the Anglo-Saxon word for fate, you are headed towards weird. All right, so there is a door at the base of the tower. It is large. It's about 30 feet high. Big sort of Jurassic Park style double doors, but this tower is all made of this like black stone, doors included. And you do arrive at the doors.
I assume they're closed.
Yeah, they are closed.
Are there any obvious means for opening them?
Nope.
Cool.
Look around and step up and like move to knock and like looking at the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Shade's gonna stand right next to Magus in case it tries to take him somewhere.
Yeah, you knock on the door, I guess?
Unless someone stops me or wants to knock first.
You knock on the door, and it's like you're knocking on a mountain. It's like there is nothing behind that wall it's like there is everything behind that wall for miles. But there is no response to the knock.
Can the doors just be... I will just say out loud, Keeper of the Tower, may we enter?
the door slowly opens. And as the door opens towards you, you can see that the door is about 8 feet thick, solid stone. So it takes a while before there's actually enough of a gap for you to enter, but soon enough it is open.
Minor question: do the doors open in or out?
They are they are opening. They're opening out.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Not that it matters.
Politeness will get you everywhere.
So yeah,
All right.
you guys go inside.
Unless somebody points out a good reason not to. I mean, this seems to be where we're headed to. We don't see like anything else in the valley, right? It's just
Nope.
like black lotus flowers and this tower.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess this is
Hey,
where we're headed.
I'm also going to be, like, staying close to and keeping an eye on Theagenes.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys move in together. The room is
Shad'll go in front with Zarion at his side.
the room immediately in this tower is dim but not totally dark. Yeah. And it's pretty featureless. You know, you enter the room and the massive doors begin to close behind you silently. Like, they are massive, but they operate with no sound. They close, and anybody who's like in the back closest to the door, you turn and you see that the door is no longer there, or there is no sign of there being a door.
It's like a solid stone wall.
Yep.
Oh, lovely.
There is a basically a stair that leads up to another floor above, but this floor at the base level is featureless and empty.
Question: does the go ahead?
Do we want to take a moment for me to set up detect magic? Or just keep on going?
I feel like detect magic is probably a wise choice, but I imagine you're going to detect a lot of it.
True. It would also take 10 minutes after we just already came inside.
Yeah. Because this does seem to be a very magical place, how does the size of the room seem to correlate to the size of the tower outside? Does it seem larger inside? Type of like going for the TARDIS feel, or does this seem to actually match the structural?
It does have a TARDIS feel for sure.
Cool.
Probably the diameter of the tower from the outside was maybe 100 feet. It's probably double that inside.
So it's larger on the inside. Delightful.
Cool. Pocket dimension.
And this thing was like how many hundreds of feet tall?
Probably about 300. Oh, well, hold on. Hold on. Ratio. If it's 100 feet wide and you want it to be tall looking, it's probably 800 feet high.
Yeah, so Shade is like, there might be a whole lot of stairs. All right. Well, I guess we start taking the stairs if there's nothing else down here.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wants to roll like an investigation. We already saw Shade's attempts.
I would love to investigate.
What are you investigating?
Just everything, and trying to determine what is making this work, and just trying to get as much information as possible.
Okay. So, clues about why this place is not Euclidean. With an 11, you are befuddled, confounded even.
Whoa. Is this a dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, I guess we start up the stairs.
so you take the stairs to the second level, and here is where it opens up and gets all sorts of crazy. Looking up, the tower goes on and on to where you almost can't see the top. There is a spiraling staircase around the exterior. It is going to be like a day's journey to get to the top of this thing. Let me see if I can drag sort of a representative image over here.
I am befuddled.
Perplexed even. So these are not books. Don't worry about the specific details. This is just a vibes image.
Oh.
So
I feel like Magus would have loved it if it was books.
right. However, at like a few landings above you, you see a very large, like force window, like a window that you can't tell what's on the other side, but it does seem to be a window.
And do we see anything else, or are these fairly empty levels that we go up?
Pretty empty.
Okay.
Except for that
Is there-
big-ass antlion over there.
Oh yeah, big ass antlion.
And the bloodstains.
Don't forget the
All the bloodstains.
There we go. Let's wait.
I say we check out the window, and if that doesn't lead us anywhere, I can ask for help again.
Okay.
As we're walking,
Yeah.
like up the stairs and even across the landings or whatever to the next staircase, is it dusty in here?
No, it's totally clean.
Interesting.
That's a great question. Is it dusty? I love that.
Shade is like, like the normal things that you would expect to see in something that's not been touched for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of creeps Shade out a lot. Like, you'd expect to, be kind of dust and like not that type of stuff. Like,
Right.
It,
Yeah, no dust. Kyra remarks like, this would take hundreds of servants, a 24-hour job to keep this place clean. How is this possible? You get up to the landing near the window after about 20 minutes of climbing stairs, and you come to this window, and it's about 30 feet across, and it's like you're in an aquarium. Like it's like that, like a massive window, and it is made of force magic. It's not glass. And you look out, and you can see a horrifying hellscape. You can hear like muffled screams of torture and despair. You can see like formless creatures, pulling loads from place to place. There are like structures, but they seem to be, built like prisons. Theagenes, you would probably assume, based on what you know about this world, that this is like Tartarus or Hades.
So, if this is let me see if there's anything I should be doing here.
So this is the land of the dead, then?
It's kind of
A land of the dead.
It's kind of more. Yes, it's like a prison. It's like a place of prison and like a hell kind of place.
Okay. And do I? Let me see what I. Oh. Can I try my I'm gonna try walking ahead and oh no, I don't have to do that because I can just make them succeed. I'm gonna play my
your bagpipes
pipes of
or
haunt.
your pipes, not bagpipes, just pipes.
Yeah, my pipes of haunting, yes. Which have the special rule is not on there. It's somewhere in our chats, but I don't know
What
which one.
What is your goal? What are you trying to do here?
I'm trying to see if I can get the attention of any of the denizens here, or I don't know, create any kind of safety for us.
I see.
Okay.
So it seems like the viewpoint from this window is at a very elevated, distant perspective. It's an overlook sort of thing. You're looking down over this hellscape, this prison plane. And so you're not sure if there would be any creature close enough to hear you.
Okay.
So I would say that it might not be effective in that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to step away for just a minute.
Okay.
Is my spirit of death responding to being here? I have it up. Like it lasts for an hour. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what your spirit of death is. It has a personality or anything. I
don't know either.
I mean, let's see. Gosh. I don't know what kind of precedent to set with this guy. Let me think.
Does it remain under my control?
Oh, yes, it does remain under your control for sure.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's a spirit that embodies
I guess
death.
I just...
it doesn't really say anything about like it having a personality. I think we'll avoid that for now.
Okay. Well, I give it a sidewise glance, and then I tell everybody that we are in a prison of some kind.
Okay.
Back.
Do you guys proceed to a higher level?
Do we see anything on higher levels?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there are more windows like this up above.
I don't have great desire to see more windows like this. But we can continue onward, or I can see if we can gain an audience just by asking.
For the windows we can see, can we see anything about what they're showing? Or we just see that there are windows?
Each one is like 100 feet up from the other, so there's no way to tell what's beyond the window without getting higher. I will say this. I'll give you this. Roll a perception check, actually.
say, all right, you said roll a perception check. All right, I can do that.
14. It seems like the window, the next window, the one above you, there are like blue skies in the part that you can see through.
So then, I guess Shade would just go, I think we need to check at least one or two more to see if they show different places. This one is terrible, but the others might show something else.
Can I jump in here? Daniel,
Yes.
I just, you override whatever you don't like about this, but
Hell yeah,
I
you're
want
right.
to say, okay.
Sorry.
I'll turn to Magus and say, you're right not to wish to see any more of this. I believe I've seen every window in this place at some point. I see them every night. I don't dream, but there is knowledge here that none of you should know or wish to know.
What should we be seeking here, then?
I have never been here in person, and yet I know this place well. I only know that you should keep yourself from seeing as much as you can.
Do you know
Or
who
all of
keeps
you
this
will.
place? Do you know who keeps this place?
No.
Should we find out?
Can I? All right. So these windows. Oh, I would have to concentrate on shadow. No. Okay. I think we should proceed, but I just think that like this is why I take Lotus, like the knowledge that is in this place. But I think we should go on.
Everybody in favor?
Yeah, I mean,
Aye.
it would.
You proceed
as,
upward.
I guess
Oh,
as
yeah.
we go towards the next one, Shade would kind of, after that conversation, kind of spur the conversation to the group of, well, my understanding of why we're here is to seek a way to end the Scorpion curse on the Centaurs of this island, and see if there's anything that can use us to that we can use to build ourselves up, or make allies for the fight against the Titans. So I thought that's what we were looking for. Is that not the case?
That is the case, but this was also, and correct me if I'm wrong, Theagenes, this was the place in your vision that is outside the power of the fates.
Yes.
So to learn what we can from that as well.
So what does that mean for it to be outside the power of the fates?
It should be impossible.
I mean, much of what we've already seen of this place is impossible. So, does that mean we expect to see things that should not be able to exist?
Things that should not exist, things that do not exist, things that will still appear to you, though they have no existence. You'll find all of that here.
So, madness.
Also freedom. Not being
Does that mean-
bound by destiny, potentially not even oaths.
Possibly not bound by logic of any kind.
I am prepared to, as I did with the door, just ask out loud for an audience with the keeper of this tower.
Okay, you ask out loud.
No, I am saying that sentence to the rest of the party telepathically.
Oh, sure.
Well, that's probably going to be one of the most direct routes if it functions anything like the door. So I would just like to see what the next window shows before we do so, in case it gives us any indication of what type of entity, for lack of a better term, we might be dealing with.
Yeah.
I'm ready to proceed. This place holds no more harms for me.
What was that? You were faded out.
I said, I'm ready to proceed. This place holds no more harms for me.
Let us delve deeper into the unknown.
All right.
Okay.
Descend further into madness.
So you continue up to the next window. This one, that blue sky expands into a full, beautiful, expansive vista, looking over a valley, and then beyond a mountain exceeding the height and size of what you thought possible for a mountain. Snow-capped, heavenly, ethereal. The plains are the greenest you've ever seen. Crystal blue rivers run through it. If the place you just saw was as if Hades or Tartarus, this must be Elysium by comparison.
So there is some balance, at least.
Oh, yeah, Matt, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
I'm not.
Oh, you're
was typing.
messaging me. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Secrets.
Very well, keep your secrets.
Magus was visibly upset at the first window, very quickly turned away. And the second one, he is suspicious. Like a mixture of desire and suspicion.
Sure.
Zarion at least would stand at the window and just kind of like drink it in. Just this is close to his version of perfection. This is what he wants to make the world.
I love that. I mean, yeah, this is probably the most beautiful sight any of you guys have ever seen. It's because you're not looking at a painting, you're looking out over a world, you know.
Do I hear Hans Zimmer?
Yeah, a little bit. There's some fields of barley. Some chump down there with his hand going through the field. Do you wish to proceed upward?
Yeah, what the hell?
Hey, Shade would say it's like, well, we at least know there's each end of the spectrum. It's not all terrible. Do we wish to try and ask an audience with the Keeper, or proceed more on our own? I could go either way. It might be more expedient to just ask the Keeper.
I think the asking the Keeper would be, both more expedient, and from what the Agenes had shared, I'm not normally one to shy away from knowledge, but trying to figure this all out on our own might be dangerous.
I nod in agreement.
Okay.
Any thoughts? Leo, you there?
I'm here. Absolutely.
All right.
And I will kind of step forward closer to the center and not shout, but speak loudly. It's like, Keeper of the Tower, you have kindly allowed us entry. We would now ask of you, if it pleases you, for an audience to make sense of what we are seeing.
There's a brief pause, and then a voice echoes from the endless heights of the tower. Do you tire of worlds beyond so quickly, or is it simply the height of the stairs that you climb? See more than ask again.
I look around and say, well, I guess we have our answer.
What we do?
Yeah.
Start hiking.
Yeah.
After about a total of maybe 2 hours since you entered the tower, you get to this third window, and this is a much more like mundane sight. It's definitely not a hellscape by any means, nor is it a paradise. It's simply a forest with a trail, a little wagon trail running through the forest, and you can see there's a bend in the trail, and at the bend is an abandoned wagon and 2 dead horses laying in the trail. There are black feathered arrows sticking out of the horses, and there is a small path. Furiously typing on the keyboard.
Well, I was going to ask, do they have cholera?
Do the horses have cholera? I don't know.
Did they die of dysentery?
I told you they have arrows sticking out of them.
I was just doing Oregon Trail.
They died of dysentery, and then someone came by and shot them with arrows just for fun.
Yep.
Put them out of their misery.
Yeah.
I was trying to recall Oregon Trail.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a strangely mundane, kind of sad sight.
Were there any like identifying?
Yeah, go on.
Any identifying features that would like place it in time or location or?
Make an investigation check.
I'll let Magus do that one since he was asking the same question. We've seen how my investigation.
That works for me. 27.
Yeah, that's
so from what you can see, I mean, forest is forest, and these trees, they seem very, not exactly the same, but similar to trees you have here, like a hardwood forest type thing. The wagon itself, it's a wagon, but it isn't like one you've seen. It's slightly different. The horses do have saddles on them, and this view is actually much closer than the other vistas have been. This is like from like 30 feet away from this little scene. So make a make a perception check as you peer closer.
Oof. I am actually going to use an inspiration and re-roll that.
Okay.
There
23. Okay. So you look closer, and there is you can see the saddlebags on these horses have been looted. There are small, like, bipedal tracks kind of scattered around the horses, and nearby there is a leather map case that is open and empty.
Small bipedal tracks. Does this look like the work of goatlings?
I would say that you can see close enough that they're not hoofed footprints.
I see.
Would I need to roll for Shade to notice anything about this being from not Thelia?
I would say with Magus's investigation, it's like if this is Thelia, it's a part of Thelia that you've never been to, and where they make wagons like this that don't exist.
Right, but with Shade's like still fragmented memories of the other lands, would he recognize anything to be like, this is definitely not Thelia?
Sure, I would say it's not like you're not like, oh, this is where I came from, but But you're like, yeah, this is definitely different enough. I think together you can make that assumption that it's not Thelia.
And dude would kind of express that, like, I am fairly confident this is not Thelia. I don't remember much from before I came here, but the build of the wagon, the footprints of small creatures, I don't think this echoes of another land.
Is it
To me.
Kansas?
It's Kansas. Yeah, you're right. It is.
Hey, you
We're
said
not
there was a
in
mountain, right?
There's no forest in Kansas.
Yeah, you would know that. That's true.
Oh.
So yeah, this tower at minimum seems to show not just places outside of typical reach in Thelia, but outside of Thelia entirely.
Shade would kind of hazard a guess for the party, just to, or at least a hypothesis. It could be that this place is beyond the reach of the fates because it goes beyond Thelia. I can't say for certain, but I do not believe the fates had the same sway, if any sway, in my homeland before coming here. It could be just the fact that this connects beyond is what removes it from the fates' influence.
Looking back down, is there anything noticeable about it? Can I identify a floor where we came in, or is it now just an infinite spiral?
Yeah, I think it's kind of that. You've lost sight of exactly where you entered. You want to leave?
It's more like, was this it? If I could still identify that the base of this tower was to Thelia, that would make Thelia special out of all of these realms. But if it just keeps on going forever and Thelia is only one of many doors, that's kind of what I'm looking at.
I mean, you did come in at the bottom. I think by my description,
Yeah.
I more meant like you're in a weird place.
Yes.
I
Can
don't
you
know.
describe the weird?
It's strange, odd even. I think there's not enough in your observation to tell you that.
Okay.
I like the assumption though. I do like the assumption.
And we see more force windows continuing up forever?
Pretty much. I mean, not forever, but maybe to your mortal eyes. Mortal ass eyes. You want to see one more?
So,
Sure.
yeah, we keep going.
This next one is very strange indeed. The view you see is from within like a massive grotto. Seems like it's deep underground. This cavern is glittering. At the center of it is a brightly lit, like isosceles triangle, like pointed straight up, and it's bathed in like white light, like it's some sort of portal. And then flanking it on one side or the other, about 100 feet away from each, is like an orange portal and then a blue portal. And at the center, you see like warriors of some sort, and they are running about, and they are engaged with these strange metallic creatures, and they're firing these like magical bolts from things they're holding in their hands. Some of these warriors run into these portals on either side and then emerge from another. And you watch for a while, and then this massive, like 50-foot metallic creature just firing magical bolts left and right steps through this big white triangular portal, and these warriors fight it for minutes and minutes until eventually they succeed. You can see them celebrating together and opening chests of loot before eventually they disappear. And then
so we found the vault of glass.
yeah. Exactly, yeah. And you feel like if you were to stay, you would see this happen again. Like, what's the point? Anyway, that was just for me.
I like the reference.
Yeah. So after viewing this, the voice calls out again and says, "I think that is enough. Come, see me."
Is there any obvious method of doing so other than just more stairs?
Take the first step and I'll tell you.
I'll kind of like move toward the center again and look around, look up.
As you look up, the tower above seems to compress down like an accordion. It's like miles of stone just squeezing and squeezing together until there is just one flight of stairs remaining to a door at the top.
Why would we adore the stairs?
I love stairs. You don't know me.
And you rolled your eyes at my frost pun.
Everybody's precious
I
about
will
their
turn
own
to
puns.
Gagero. I will turn to Gageros and say, all right. It looks like this person, or this being that we're about to meet, has been kind or cordial to us. But they are also exceedingly powerful. And so we until we know more, should be polite. And yeah, let's go up. I'll start walking up the stairs.
Okay. You reach the door and it opens, and inside there's a massive room. The floor, the walls, and the ceiling are covered in etched hieroglyphs. You have no idea what the language is.
Don't I?
And seated in the center of the room is a real big I've killed attention. Sitting in the middle of the room is a massive, majestic, winged lion with the face of a regal woman. behind her is a wide window that seems to show Scorpion Island, bathed in sunlight. And she gently bows her head. She's about 40 feet tall. Tucks her wings and just says, "Why have you come? Disturb my contemplations."
I will return a bow.
Yes, as will Shade.
And I will say, we have come seeking a means to free a peoples from a deadly curse. We have come to seek knowledge of the power of this place to defy the fates that govern our realm. We have come to perhaps find a way to aid us in bringing back a friend of ours.
She looks at all of you and she says, "I have not had visitors in my tower since this curse you speak of. There is a reason. Your cordiality is one."
I'll give another bow. I find it is best to speak politely when dealing with beings of such power.
Surely it is not only my size that clues you into my power.
Surely not. If I may, I'll look over to the hieroglyphs on the wall. May I try to reach to the power of my realm to read these?
She does chuckle. You may try.
And I'm going to see if the boon of Mitros extends to this tower.
Okay.
So I will try to comprehend these glyphs.
You try, and you don't gain any understanding. She chuckles and she says, "Your thirst for knowledge grants you much favor in this place. Though you will not be able to decipher a language of my own design."
Had I more time, I would take that as a challenge.
You elves live long, not quite long enough, I would assume. You are interesting, though. Many elves live their entire lives satiated with their station. They learn enough to give them comfort, enough to give them a sense of superiority over others. And then they bathe in that sense of superiority. I sense you are young for your kind, but yet you have reached a level of ambition and competence that rivals your much elders.
I feel that we must always strive to grow in some form.
Indeed. All of you have strange qualities, strange ambitions, great power. And to reach me shows mastery over all of these. You've asked about this curse. You wish to remove it?
Jade would interject at this point and say, yes, we would.
Why?
On a personal level, to save one of our friends. On a larger scale, and Jade would gesture to Magus, as he would probably be able to state more eloquently, to free a people from fear and doom.
It is a doom and a shackle that forces a people to put themselves into a bonded match under threat of the destruction of the self. And that is not a kind of threat that I would abide.
Your goals are noble, peaceful, benevolent. Would you know how this curse came to be?
Your speech and questions hint at that it would be wise to do so, and that before we proceed with our ambitions to remove this curse, we would need to know more.
She nods. First, for my name is beyond your ability to pronounce, you may call me the Lotus Witch. I serve as a librarian of sorts. I have a great tie and bond to Thelia herself. And I have been here since before many things were here. I did not come to this island originally. When I did find it, I discovered a great forest containing all of Thelia's history. Surely you have seen some of its remains.
There is a look of like hunger on Magus's face when she mentions the forest.
A desire we share. I came here in search of knowledge about how this world came to be. And I found it, inscribed on the bark of the trees of this great forest. I began my arduous process of studying this lore intensely, while at the same time building this tower. From these lore trees, I learned secrets of travel between worlds, and thus I created the windows through which you have seen other worlds. Some tied to Thelia, others far away places. And she looks a bit distraught as she says this next part. I ventured into one of these worlds, but when I returned, I discovered that time had flowed differently there, and the entire forest had been razed by the Centaur tribes, cut down to build their settlements and create great burning effigies seen for miles. In a rage, I cursed their bloodline so that only through subservience and kindness, politeness to others, would they survive. I retreated to this tower. I surrounded it with these mind-altering lotus flowers, and I magically concealed myself and my garden from all divination. I swear I will never again leave my post, and I will defend the last vestiges of this decimated library and preserve it from extinction.
Very quickly, just as a test, Magus is going to think. Lotus Switch, does your power extend to perceiving even what is in my mind?
Does it?
Magus has not, yeah.
Let's see. There is no response.
There's no response. Okay. Because there's been several things that went through his head.
Sure. She tells you one more story. She says, these windows through which I gaze into other worlds, time passes differently. Sometimes faster, sometimes slower. I no longer ventured into these worlds. However, I gazed through the windows into them. None of the inhabitants of these strange worlds could perceive my gaze, through which I studied them, except for one. A curious creature, small in stature, gruff in expression. I laughed to myself as I began to catalog it. But to my great surprise and shock, it turned to face me. Entirely non-amused, it approached, kicking a small stone before stepping through the window. I tried to stop it, but it ignored my magic completely. I readied myself to attack, but as it looked at me with unsullied eyes, I found myself unwilling. I looked around, or it took a look around before casually shrugging and walking down the steps of my tower. Surely, I thought the lotus fields would incapacitate it, but this creature was unfazed as it crossed the field of black flowers. I never saw it again. And then she looks at all of you like intensely, do not underestimate this being. It walks a path it sees fit and will not be deterred. Even now, I can feel the fear I have of it overshadowed by the strange desire to look upon it again. And as she turns her head, there is a scrawled inscription of a goblin on her wall.
As it should be.
I believe we have seen a likeness of this creature as well.
I'm going to glance over to Theagenes and see how he's taking this news.
I'm just muttering, "God damn it," to myself.
The only creature who has not succumbed to the power of my lair. Be warned.
Beautiful. Thank you, DM.
You're welcome.
How dare you, D?
Now on the matter of this curse, you wish to see it removed. But do you really trust the Centaurs of this island to simply leave the last vestiges of this precious knowledge in peace?
I have a question for you. How many generations ago was the curse placed?
21.
21. And how long has each generation lived while in the original Centaur form?
Insert average lifespan of Centaur here, please.
Well, from the standpoint, like, the Centaurs we have spoken to on the island have no recollection of how the curse came to be. They have no understanding of really history at all. There is no one to keep records for them because they die, turn into scorpions, or leave the island, likely never to return. They don't even know why they are cursed. How would they know to correct their actions if no one ever tells them?
That's a fair question. I think she would respond something like, the path to avoiding the curse is the lesson. You know, like, forming relationships with others is the redemption, and it is how they learn to not just think for themselves, but to think of others outside themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Cool motive. Still murder.
Well, it's one of those things. It's like we've talked, like, it kind of to I guess Shade's response would be to echo the words of someone I've heard of the past, is repentance at a knife's edge truly repentance? Have they truly learned anything if the only alternative is death?
Damn, that's a good point.
She mutters under her breath.
Damn.
It's one of those things like just the kind of the vibe I'm going for is somebody mortal with a very short lifespan, and understanding that she is effectively immortal. Time to her means vastly different things to her. She's been alive this whole time. She's seen it this whole time. It's still true, like fresh and raw to her. When to the people that are being punished, this is ancient, forgotten history.
Yeah. Make a perception check at advantage.
All right.
She sort of like steps down from this like pedestal she's on and approaches you specifically, and she sort of sits down in like a sphinx pose, you know. She's a sphinx. So she's like down flat on the ground and kind of face to face with you. And she says, "The wisdom of a lion, truly. Perhaps someone like me forgets how my perception differs from the little ones. Tell me though, do you think with the curse removed, what then?"
That I think. Oh.
Shade would well, unless Megas really wants to jump in here, Shade, since she's talking straight to Shade.
Yeah, go for it, Shade.
I was gonna say, I can't say for sure that the mistakes of the past will not be recreated, will not happen again. However, I would propose that you, either yourself or, I mean, maybe through us, send a message to the Centaurs, along with removing the curse, to explain to them why this happened, so that they have a chance to avoid it.
One more persuasion check at advantage.
Okay. Persuasion at advantage. Ooh, this is not so great. Oh, all right.
Hey, all right.
Double 19.
Another 19. She sort of relaxes. She's in that like very straight, typical Sphinx pose. And then she sort of like flips on her side a little bit and sort of kicks a leg out, like more relaxed and casual.
Like a relaxed cat form.
Like a cat form, exactly, yeah. And sort of is like, she looks at you and says, "Some would come to me and request the curse be removed simply because it is a curse. As if punishment in any way is afoul of civilization. Punishment and lessons and guidance are part of a flourishing people. But the points you have brought to me are valid. They are kind but not naive. They understand forward thinking, preservation, and prevention. I perhaps had been too harsh. You must understand, to see what is essentially your entire world cut down in your absence by cruel, unkind, unthinking people. It was perhaps too harsh. I am willing.
I can understand that pain.
As only another lion can.
We're building a personal connection here.
We really are. Do you want to go to the barcade after this? She says, the curse can be removed. However, its power does not originate here, and is not held with me. The island I came from, it is in this same sea, but it is a lost island. I will give you the coordinate, and I will give you an artifact to protect you once there. Only by finding the source of its power, you can destroy it, and the curse will be removed. But only if you promise that you will help guide these creatures, as I am unable to leave this tower.
To that point, an idea occurs to me that may benefit you as well as this tribe. You have sworn to never leave this tower, and yet you are surrounded by doorways into knowledge that you desire. These centaurs, as they are now, are juvenile in their treatment of academic studies. But it is not a trait inherent to centaurs in general. We have found centaurs on other continents who claim to have the best scholastic programs in the realm.
And the climb ladder.
Talk about a callback. I love that.
Yep. I wonder.
Truly, you say.
If it may be possible, we have, in our travels, awakened a deity of an island to another island peoples. Perhaps, if the centaurs were instructed to come to this tower for guidance, it would be difficult at first. They are adolescents. But with time, you may find allies who could go forth for you in your quest for knowledge.
Persuasion check, please.
All right. By the way, whenever you hear this large clacking of keys, it's because my monitor has entered like screensaver mode and I have to log in again. That's what's actually happening.
I was like, are you programming your die roll in like Python or something? What is happening?
No. I will, let's see, what did I roll for that? That was at 11, so I'm going to use another inspiration to add 5 to that and make it 23.
23. She says, what a twist of fate it would be for those cursed for their actions in destroying knowledge to then become guardians of its vestiges themselves. You can learn much in one day.
I cannot promise the actions of those given freedom, but it is possible. It is a thing that might happen.
I will accept these terms and grant you the artifact and coordinates needed to journey forth and destroy the source. and she takes
Thank you.
from she has like a big like multi-tiered necklace amulet thing, and one of the features of this amulet, she takes a hand and disconnects it, and it's a kind of like a disc that is about palm sized, and it's made of bronze, and she says, I would give this to the most mechanically inclined of your group.
Points to Theo.
I am mechanically inclined.
She hands it to you, and she says, the island I come from is very similar to the space outside the tower where the sun and the moon wheel overhead. You may find yourself in areas where time loops back on itself, hindering your own progress. This, when activated, can protect you from such anomalies.
Wait.
And beware, the goblins' whereabouts are beyond me. The fates may know, but beware of them.
I don't know if we ever truly know where the Goblin of Malta is. He's in all of us.
Indeed. Though I may not leave this tower, I am grateful for the fact that I have this crude image of him.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Daniel, I've got to run fairly soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Iris just
No
got home.
worries. We can go ahead. We can go ahead and wrap. Yeah. I believe you. All right. So she gives you the artifact, gives you instructions, and we can continue this next time. So awesome. All right. Well, GG. You guys beat my weird tower sphinx puzzle with flowers around it. Good job. Well done. This is weird. All right. Any shout outs, any highlights?
DM shout out for the Goblin of Malta.
You're welcome. Happy to accommodate.
Goblin of Malta backstory. Oh yeah.
Lore achieved.
Did you guys? So I know, Davey, you caught the Vault of Glass description. Did you recognize the one before it with like the wagon with the dead horses?
Was that the Lost Mines of Fandalver?
Yeah, it is.
Like the starting? That's what I was guessing. I just didn't want to just throw that out there yet. But yeah.
Yep, I literally was reading from the book description of the Goblin Ambush. So yeah.
That's what we followed that up to the cave, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And obviously the first window is Doom.
It's
so-
Doom. It's absolutely Doom. Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed our little combat. I thought Theo did some really good work there. Like,
Oh yeah.
That grenade was amazing.
Oh yeah, good like battlefield control and yeah, that was cool.
I was worried with how much big doinks we were taking on the first round.
Oh, that first round was rough.
Yeah.
Cool. We got a little combat, a little exploration, a little RP. We got the 3 pillars, baby. What did I say we were gonna call it? It was like early.
Crit fishing with grenades.
Crit fishing with grenades. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna stick with that. I like that. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and kill the recording or stop it. I'm not gonna kill it, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming in a couple weeks. So, thank you guys.